Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to Nine Nar Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book. In The Only Game in Town, Central Banks, Instability, and Avoiding the Next Collapse, Mohamed El-Erian, a distinguished economist and business leader, takes a deep dive into the role of central banks in today's global economy and the challenges they face in preventing future financial catastrophes. Drawing from his extensive experience and insight into finance, El-Erian sheds light on how central banks have become the primary actors in addressing economic crises, particularly after the 2008 financial collapse. He examines the unconventional measures they've adopted, their implications, and the increasing difficulties in normalizing policy post-crisis. The book is a compelling analysis that combines expert understanding with accessible explanations, offering readers a unique perspective on the complexities of global finance and economic policy. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, the expanded role of central banks. Central banks have traditionally been responsible for managing monetary policy, controlling inflation, and stabilizing the currency. However, El-Erian points out that their role has significantly expanded since the 2008 financial crisis. Instead of just being lenders of last resort, central banks across the globe have taken on a more proactive role in sustaining the economy. This includes implementing unconventional monetary policies like quantitative easing, keeping interest rates at historic lows, and directly supporting financial markets. The author thoroughly examines the implications of these changes, including the risk of creating asset bubbles, the challenges of unwinding these policies, and the potential long-term impacts on economic stability and growth. Secondly, the global economy's dependency on central banks. El-Erian argues that the global economy has developed an unhealthy dependency on the actions of central banks. This dependency is twofold. On one hand, governments and markets have grown accustomed to the safety net that central banks provide, delaying necessary structural reforms and adjustments. On the other hand, this reliance risks limiting the effectiveness of monetary policy and forcing central banks into an uncomfortable territory with diminishing returns. The author explores this problematic dynamic, highlighting how it compromises the ability of central banks to address future crises and the potential it has to create systemic financial instability. Thirdly, the challenge of policy normalization. One of the critical issues that El-Erian addresses is the challenge of policy normalization, how central banks can unwind the extraordinary measures they have taken without causing disruption to the global economy. The book provides an insightful discussion on the delicate balance central banks must maintain as they seek to exit from strategies like quantitative easing and near-zero interest rates. El-Erian delves into the potential risks involved in this process, including market volatility, inflationary pressures, and the impact on government debt. He offers a nuanced perspective on the strategies that central banks can adopt to minimize these risks and navigate the complex path toward normalization. Fourthly, the importance of structural reforms. El-Erian emphasizes the crucial role of structural reforms in ensuring long-term economic stability and growth. He argues that while central banks have played a vital role in keeping the global economy afloat, their actions alone are not enough to secure a robust recovery. The book discusses the necessity of implementing comprehensive structural reforms across various sectors and countries. These include reforms in labor markets, fiscal policy, education, and infrastructure. By doing so, El-Erian asserts, economies can enhance their resilience against future shocks and reduce their dependency on monetary policy alone. Lastly, preparing for the next economic collapse. A significant portion of the book is dedicated to discussing how to avoid the next economic collapse. El-Erian provides a forward-looking analysis, suggesting that preparation and vigilance are key. He outlines a series of steps that can be taken by policymakers, businesses, and individual investors to mitigate the risk of future financial downturns. These include enhancing regulatory oversight, fostering economic diversification, and promoting financial literacy among the general population. By taking proactive measures, El-Erian argues, it is possible to strengthen the global economy's foundations and ward off potential crises. In conclusion, for anyone interested in understanding the intricacies of modern financial systems, The Only Game in Town offers a masterful exposition of the challenges and responsibilities facing central banks in today's complex global economy. Mohamed A. El-Erian's insights into the consequences of increased central bank intervention and the critical need for structural reforms make this book a must-read for policymakers, economists, and anyone concerned with economic policy and financial stability. The book not only delves into the economic issues of our time, but also provides a blueprint for avoiding future financial collapses, making it particularly beneficial for those seeking to navigate the uncertain waters of global finance with greater knowledge and foresight. If you would like to support Mohamed A. El-Erian, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.